Hello and welcome back to the garage, not the workshop this afternoon. I want to do a quick intro video to a car that I've owned for probably 5 or 6 years, but it hasn't really been around. I gave it to my son. It was the take to college, live in the dorm parking lot and do a bunch of commuting car for a few years. We recently replaced that for him and he has given it back to me. It's a car that's probably nobody's favorite BMW chassis, the E66 7 Series, but it is really a nice driving car. I think they're an underrated car. I mean, you could get them super cheap. They tend to be unreliable, probably one of the more unreliable modern-ish BMWs, but a lot of that comes down to lack of maintenance. We'll do a little walk around and talk about this particular car, but it's an 06 750. It's about just under 250,000 miles and just a tick under 400,000 kilometers. My son always had everything set in metric in the car. It's, after my own heart there. So it's got plenty of issues. It needs a lot of cleaning. It'll be a good project, and it'll get back into my daily driver rotation, because it's not worth anything. Nobody wants a 7 Series of that generation, especially with that many miles. But I think the facelift cars have aged pretty well. It's a sport package car, so it's got the bigger wheels, a little lower ride height, and like I had mentioned, it's a really nice driver. I've taken it up and down northern to southern California on a few trips. He put about 40,000 miles on it. I probably put about 15,000 on it. So it's lucky in that it's been maintained really well for all of its life, from the first owner to the second owner to me being the third owner. 5,000 mile oil changes, like my 400 and something thousand mile E55 show, will really make a car last a long time. So let's take a walk around and look at it and see what we're going to do with it. And the thumbnail probably gave it away. So this is a 2006 BMW 750 Li. E66 chassis, the long wheelbase, sport package. So it's a facelift car, which I think has actually aged pretty well, especially with the sport body cladding and the bigger wheels. I bought this maybe 5 years ago from a friend who owned an independent BMW shop. It's been extremely well cared for. It's probably the best running high mileage E66 out there. It's probably also the only one that has not had valve guide seals done at 250,000 miles because of regular oil changes. Black sapphire, black interior, very well optioned. Lots of things are broken. And I'm gonna pause because of garbage trucks. Okay, so every garbage truck is come and gone. So other than gardeners down the street, we might have a minute here to walk around this. So it's dirty. Paint is not great, but not terrible. I don't know if there's much saving the roof, but the rest of the car should polish out okay. Rear window is cracked somehow. Windshield is cracked. Some delamination of the double pane window on the driver's side. Some wear on the steering wheel. Let's start it up here. Turn the radio off. Well, this I did do a video years ago. Once you pass 350,000 kilometers or so, you can't reset the oil service indicator, so it's showing us we're way overdue on an oil change, but it is about due. 400,000 kilometers is when I'm scheduled to change the oil next. Check engine light, of course, because it's an E66 BMW. Old iDrive that's working okay. Needs hood struts, so I gotta hold the hood open. But, pretty smooth running. This cold start, it's been sitting for a few days. executive package with the screen for the rear seat passengers. Soft closed doors. That door handle doesn't work, so you can't open that from the outside. But, you know, we'll see. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. Soft closed door works. So the plan, get it cleaned up, get some of the maintenance that's needing done, get it back into the driver rotation. I ended up buying a E39 540 for my son, or he and I have gone in on that for now, which I think will be a great daily for him. I have a couple pictures posted on Instagram. We'll probably get some videos of that as we do some work to it. But yeah, the E65, 66 is kind of an unloved BMW. I think they're underrated. They're really great driving cars. The facelift version is definitely much more attractive than the original. And despite all the bad press, we've put about 50,000 miles on this car. And other than oil changes, tires, brakes, and a set of spark plugs, and maybe some air and cabin filters, it just keeps going. It has not needed really any real repair work. Oh, the electric parking brake did break at one point. And the hydraulics for the trunk lid stopped working and leaked hydraulic fluid all over the navigation computer, which killed the iDrive for a while. So it has needed some things. But overall, it's been a great car, and kind of excited to have it back. You know, I gave it to him, and it was nice to have him in a solid car that I felt he was safe in for a few years of some pretty good commuting. But yeah, we'll get it back in shape and press it back into my commute routine to keep the cars I really care about, like that one, and those two off the road when the weather is not quite as nice. All right, we'll check back soon.